you say mascara, Maybelline to be specific, you think of women, of course. But many of you know, and many of you don't know, that it was a man who created mascara, Maybelline Company, which went on to be the most influential and the most successful cosmetic company in the 20th century, continuing into the 21st century. But behind that man, although he was the originator, he was the brains of this.
Yes.
Behind that man, there were many Maybelline women.
Oh, yes.
Sharrie Williams is the great niece of Lyle Williams, who created Maybelline mascara.
That's right. And as they say, behind every successful man is a strong, confident, pushy woman.
I love it.
Don't you think that men really know where they're supposed to be, and it's really women that have been running it all along?
Well, I mean, you know, it's a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman.
You know what? I have to quote Marilyn Monroe on this one. She says, "I don't mind it being a man's world as long as I'm a woman in it."
Exactly. I know.
So I think that's the way we should feel. Yeah. Let's talk about the Maybelline women. Let's go down through the list of women and their relationship to Lyle.
Well, of course, the first, I don't want to say the most important, but his sister Mabel, of course, is the one who gave him the inspiration to come up with Maybelline. Hence, he named it after her, Maybelline. But then there were other ones in there too, of course, and there was his sister Eva, and I did her peach cobbler, if you remember, a couple weeks ago. And then there was my grandmother, and she was, you know, not really that much a part of the company, but she was influential in her own way. Of course, you'll have to read my book to find that out.
I think with your grandmother, I think therein lies the intrigue of that book, because there's also an unsolved murder in this book. But the intrigue was that I think she was always in love with Lyle.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, she would have rather had him than Preston, but he wasn't quite available.
Right. You had to read the book to find out why that is.
Exactly.
But okay, that was a long-standing, of course, situation. Unfulfilled. I'm trying to write your book for you here. Okay, other women were?
Well, the recipe that I'm doing today is actually by Frances. This is Frances chocolate icebox cake, but it should be called Gourmet Extravaganza Chocolate Lovers Comfort Delight, because you cannot believe this. Anyway, Frances was the one who was married to Tom Lyle's brother Noel. Noel was the one who gave Tom Lyle the $500 to start the Maybelline Company.
He remained very instrumental in the financial end of the company,
didn't he? He certainly did. During the Depression, it was his brother Noel who put up money every time, you know, there was a slump and kept the company going. But behind Noel was Frances. And Frances is the one who said, "I will wait a year for Tom Lyle to see if he can upstart this business with the $500 before my wedding."
Because it was wedding money he gave him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
This is really a story of American entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And she said she'd wait a year.
She said she'd wait a year, another year, and here, you know how brides are. I mean, they want to get the wedding going, but she believed in Tom Lyle's idea so much that she said, "Honey, let's just give him the $500. I'll wait a year." Well, this is her extravaganza. It's chocolate icebox cake.
And because of that $500, Lyle made every member of his family millionaires.
Yes, he did. And of course, you'll have to read the story to see how each one of us played out, receiving that amount of money overnight in the mail. But it is quite a story of rags to riches, and then over the top, you know,
opulence and excess.
Yeah, because Hollywood plays a big role in this.
Of course, Hollywood, all the Hollywood stars represented Maybelline, like Joan Crawford, Merle Oberon, Betty Grable, I mean, on and on, all the big stars.
Because it was the only mascara.
Well, it was the only mascara. In fact, in the early days, they said, "Gee, I have to go get my Maybelline." It wasn't like I need to go get my mascara, because mascara wasn't even coined yet. It was only Maybelline.
It's similar to, like, I'm going to go have a Coke.
I'm going to go get a Coke, exactly.
Right. And also, interesting enough, in the book, and I think we all knew somewhat if you study history a bit, in the 30s and 20s and 30s, men also wore mascara.
Oh, yes,
men would wear, and of course that influence was from the movies and everything, of course, but men did wear mascara even out into the public.
Yes, they did.
Okay, what are we adding? What are we doing here?
Well,
what
I've done here is I have taken 3 packages of Baker's German sweet chocolate.
Okay.
And I've mixed it with 3 egg whites, 3 egg yolks, powdered sugar, and I've got it in a double boiler. I'm going to blend the chocolate and the whipping cream that I've added, the eggs. It's very hot.
Yes, that's very hot.
And I mean, imagine this. It is so rich with egg yolks and whipping cream and pure baker's chocolate,
Oh,
which
my
is
goodness.
mostly cacao.
So Sharrie, this is
Oops.
in the
Oh, boy.
diet or on the diet?
Oh no,
You
this
know
is
what?
not on the diet.
This is not on the diet or in the plan here, but
That's okay. We got
keep
it.
the foil away, of course. Oh, I get to lip. Of
Oh,
course,
yeah,
I
try
love.
it.
I love
Try
helping.
it. You won't believe it.
You know, the beauty of this.
Oh my gosh.
You bring.
Okay.
You bring recipes to us from the Maybelline women, of course, and all of them are so simplistic. I love the way they think.
They are. Now look at this. You
Oh my
take,
good. Oh,
You're supposed to have English tea biscuits, but I defy you to find them.
well, you can't.
Okay, so the best thing I could do was I got these wonderful little European butter
Oh, love it.
biscuits.
Okay.
And what you do is you first take the chocolate and you just look at this
Scoop it in.
chocolate.
Oh, my
I mean, can you
heavens.
believe this rich
This
chocolate?
family not only was very creative and ingenious in making money, they loved to eat too, didn't they?
Well,
And
yeah,
rich food.
And the funny part of it is they called it like silly little names like chocolate icebox cake. This should be Bavarian.
This could be served in the finest of restaurants.
While
The finest
Sharrie
of
is
restaurants.
putting together the icebox cake, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, Sharrie Williams will be right here talking about the Maybelline women.